that's what it is. Some things are so far behind. Just like,
I mean, ahead or behind?
Sorry, ahead. Apologies. As in, if they came out today, they'd be a lot better. I mean, that original
I know
story.
exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
It was for kids, but it wasn't for kids.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But yeah, it's that. So you have the patience to watch more now and go, okay, you know what? I have time for you. Because when you are impatient, you are in a rush to do everything. You're in a rush to complete everything. You just know you're such a rush. You are in your own bubble.
Yes, exactly. You're in your own head.
Bubble.
How do I look? What are people thinking of me? Self-absorbed.
What do I want to get?
Me. Yeah. Absolutely.
You're not actually like going now.
You're not present.
What's that person going through? How are they? What's happening there? Just attentive.
I'm starting to see it. Like I see, like so many things. Like sometimes someone will come to the bar and I can see like the anxiety, or I can see like the confident mask, right? So there's a lot of people who dress up to go out, and it's almost like you can see like an actor that's practiced the role, right? They've got the outfit and their hair's done and the makeup's done and the rest of it, and then it's like this kind of and it's very practiced, you know. And I can see like that's not you just naturally being yourself.
But that's
like a character you've created.
But that's a key.
I can see through it.
That's a key to leadership, though. As a leader, you need to be able to see, to have sight beyond sight. To see and understand, because that's what it is. Some people are going for a lot, but no one knows. And because no one knows, and they're worried that they're too afraid to open up, they feel alone, and no one's there for them.
And with some of them, they really haven't got people to open up to as well.
Yeah, that too. It's a hard thing to do, to actually just open up, because we are so quick to judge as human beings. So you open up to me, and before you even finished, I have already assumed, oh yeah, but you understand?
Yeah, I'm related to your own experience. That's the one. That's the one that kills me.
Yeah.
When you say something to someone like,
just that.
Yeah, and back to me. You're like, fuck.
And then from what you say, I'm gonna judge you. You understand?
Or they just
misinterpret you, see things, your own thing from my perspective.
Yep.
I'll judge you, I'll criticize you, I'll make you feel emotionally vulnerable for that. And then I start wondering why you no longer open up to me. Yeah. And I said this to someone. I said, I've got to say something important. And I told everything, I said, tick. And then the response I got was like, Because in my head I was like, I don't need to tell you, but because I respect you, I'm going to tell you. Understand? And then I got the wrong response in the sense that there was the criticism, the judge, and everything was like, here's what it is, man. Because of the way you reacted, the next time anything happens, I'm going to become massively hesitant to tell you.
It's real.
Because I don't need to tell you, I choose to tell you. But if you're going to act like this, then I won't tell you.
It's a privilege, if you really think about it. It's a privilege for someone to share like that from that level. They don't have to.
I don't need to.
I'm very selective now. Very selective.
As you should be. You are the master of your environment, the universe. You are the one that can protect your heart. Not me. You. Not anyone else. You. You know, you. And I keep saying this because it sounds funny, but I say it all the time. No one cares.
Oh man, it sounds cold, but it's real, and it's. The thing with the truth is that it's brutal, but it's beautiful as well in its own way. Do you know what I mean? Because once you accept it, it's like you know how to maneuver.
Doors are open.
Say again?
Doors are open. When you accept it, doors are open.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. It's because until you do, you're going to be in this resistance to just what is, to reality. You're going to judge it this way, whatever. But once you accept, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all. And no one cares basically means that think twice before you open your mouth to anybody. Are they listening because they're going to use that as armor against you later? Or are they listening because you're forcing them to listen?
Every time we talk, it just triggers all these things. Like, I can literally remember having a conversation with someone a little while back where it was like, this person's trying to get information from me, and then at a later date I heard this person just talking about this person and talking about that person, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, while you were talking to me, you were just there collecting intel, like posing as a friend, like this is what you do, like you run around carrying news and starting little beefs and all this foolishness.
That's what makes you feel alive. You need to talk about someone or something, and that makes you feel relevant. It is what it is. Get mad over it, bro. People are people.
Yeah, don't make the rules.
Yeah. Just live there. But again, it's leadership, right? Leadership. People need to see a leader in action. A leader leading, not with the whip, with their own actions. If you can't set yourself as an example, you is a problem as a leader. Are you a leader? And here's what's even more interesting. Not everyone is born to be a leader. Not everyone is supposed to be a leader.
Facts.
Don't force yourself to be a leader. Understand. This is very important, right? Some people are not meant to be leaders. Some people are meant to support that leader. Just in being there, that presence makes that person's leadership even better. Because it's not an island. No one's an island. People don't understand this. I said this about delegating, right, the other week, about the make yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
Is a good leader has a good team around him or her. Good leader, you have the right people, and the right people make everything a lot better. A leader is not selfish. It's not just me, myself, and I. No, it's not that. It's everyone, the whole team. But the leader knows how to put the team together and make the team work. So there's a better benefits. And everyone gets it the best way. Everyone gets complimented. Everyone gets it strong. It's leadership. So don't try and force yourself to be a leader because you heard this. Nah. If you're not the leader, don't try and force the leadership onto yourself. It's not by force. You know? Relax yourself. It's all good. It's always good.
Excellent point. I see that dynamic with this as well. Like, I definitely see that in terms of supporting the creation and the vision.
Well, thank you. One thing I try and do as well is I try to sit back and let others lead. And that's very important to do. You know?
That's a big part of leadership too.
That's
a lot of people struggle with that, right? Man.
And it's not to let others do it out of spite or no.
Let them screw it up so I can take over again.
No.
I've seen that. I've seen that too.
No. Actually, I want people
to grow.
I want people to be leaders themselves. I want to be a leadership factory. If that makes sense. I want to make leaders. I want to create leaders.
Leaders create leaders.
Yeah. I like that. So when I see someone has a ability to do, I'll be like, here you go, try this. And then comes the, I'm not sure. See, if you don't know, if you don't try, you don't know. Have a go. Try, see what happens. Because I always say this, the worst thing that will happen is death. Are you dead? No. Simple. Did you die? No. Simple. That's all. That's just it. It's like, nah, fine. You didn't die. you're fine. What's the worst that can happen? You get embarrassed, you mess up, you do this, you do that. Yeah, you're human. You're supposed to mess up. You're supposed to get it wrong the first time. You know, no one has ever done it and got it right all the time. Even when I get it wrong, no one knows. I see when I do it wrong. No one sees it. I do a lot of things wrong, but it is what it is. I keep going because I don't judge myself too much. I'm not too harsh on myself. Like, oh, I didn't do it perfectly.
That's the key. I used to do that a lot when I was younger, man. Oh.
It's really dumb.
It's really ridiculous if you think about it logically. It makes no sense. Like, failure is inevitable. Like, we learn through trial and error. So to judge yourself and judge your failures is just, it's counterproductive. And like the biggest thing that taught me this was boxing. Actually, it's just the reps you have to keep putting in to learn something and do something. How you gotta get it wrong. Like I remember learning to skip, and I remember. Do you remember the first time you learned to skip? I remember having this nasty like rope with the thick rope, and like just catching it on my shins and just being like, oh my god, catching it on my ear, and just all that foolishness, and just having to start again. Initially, I was so frustrated, and then the more time went on, it was just like, oh, you just do it again. Just do it again until you get better. That's it. Like it's not even that deep. You just do it again. Like you let go of all of that foolishness, the judgment, and you just keep going. And that's what I applied to whatever now I'm doing. Just
when I first started,
reps.
I did not know how to skip for shiznit.
Skipping's brutal.
So what I did was I did consistency, not intensity. So every morning, every day, I go to some corner somewhere where no one's watching, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and do 100 jump ropes without stopping. That's it. And then next time I was like, okay, I'll try and do 200 without stopping, like that. And then I started getting comfortable with it, but then I was always making mistakes, you know. But then came to, okay, I'm gonna do 200 jump ropes. I want to see how many times I stop. You understand? So I stop, say 10 times. Awesome. Now go. So next time, I want to try and stop 9 times. And then 8 times, like 1%. That. 1% better all the time. And all of a sudden, I'm doing 200. I'm stopping like once. All right, cool. We're good. 300. How many can I stop? 400. 500. So in doing this, I am taking away the worry of, oh, I'm going to stop. No, I'm reducing my stop periods, and not even realizing I'm getting a lot better all the time. So instead of me beating myself up, in my spare time, I'm making myself better.
That's fine.
And all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, you can skip real good. It's like, because I train all the time. I'm always doing it. You're only not good at something because you don't do it enough.
I ended up just falling in love with skipping at a certain point, man. There's times I would skip for like 30 minutes, man. And like when the right music's on as well, and you find your rhythms and cross the rope and spin around 180 and all this kind of shit. Like, got to the point where like people would sit and like watch me skip. But yeah, and they would act like
marvel at your skipping.
Yeah, some people were hating too. Some people like, oh yeah, he thinks he's all out of his skipping. You know, okay, interesting. But it's just interesting because at a certain point, people look at skill like it's talent. You know, they'd be like, do you know what I mean? Like you get, and that's what I like. I like it when you're so skilled, people have to try and play it off like, oh yeah, you're just like, good at that. Just having that. You're just good at that. I'm like,
because you're born with it.
You didn't see me.
You know, maybe it's
Maybelline. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe. Yeah, people be acting like. Didn't see all them times I clapped myself in my shins.
Exactly, back of your head.
Back of the head,
almost blinded myself.
I hit myself in the eye the other day, bro. I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like getting whipped, bro. It's like some.
But that's what it is, man. That's what it is. You get the internet culture where it's like you see someone do it for the first time, but then not knowing that their first time is their 10,000th time. So you see it for your first time,
yes,
assuming that you should be that good your first time, not realizing that that person has put so much time, effort, and everything in that. But now these people come to me. So you've got a whole lifetime of seeing things done perfectly. So you now assume that if you did it the first time, you'll be perfect, and then you come to me and then you live for the first time and you're not perfect, and then you are disappointed, angry, upset, enraged, and I have to now tell you every day, it's like, it's okay, this, that, and the third. But this happens all the time. This is the world we live in. Everyone's now been socialized to believing that if you don't get it the first
instant,
time,
everything, everything's so instant. I was working with a woman that was on this same thing the other day. Like she's very new to bartending, and she was trying to pour a pint. And there's a way that you angle the glass, and there's a few things you can do to make sure that you get a foamy head and the rest of it. But she went to do it, and then she got really frustrated. And I said, what's up? She said, if I try something and I'm not good at it the first time, I just don't want to do it again.
Yeah, it's true. I had I actually had to go. Yeah, I had to go out a teacher. There's a lady I used to train for. She teaches children, and because she couldn't get it right the first time, she tried to quit. And I was like, don't ever do that again. If this is
you put your finger in the face like that as well.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Don't ever do that again, because if this is who you are, this is what you're gonna teach children.
I love that you did the point as well, because it gives it power.
It does. And I go, if this is who you are, then you're telling me that this is what you teach children. That's the problem. Children are meant to make mistakes. If a child is not good at something, it's because they've not done it enough hours. Recognize that. That's the king. That's right there. But if you, as their leader, if you are saying that, oh no, I did it twice and I couldn't get it, therefore it's not for me, is that what you're teaching your children? That, if they're not good at maths, their first 2 tries, then that's it, game over. Nah, we're not doing that, not in my house.
I would love to have seen this woman's face.
No, it's nothing. It's just how it is. It's just Monday. It's just Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's what I do. It's my job. I teach. It is what it is. Like I said earlier, if it be so, so be it.
Listen, you want to be and like that one too.
It's enough for a long time. So it is. It's like me saying it is what it is. Same thing. Like, But yeah. Any questions?
I was just going to say, I thought you said you weren't giving that game, it was just knowledge and wisdom. Right? That's just me being a bastard.
Nah, you ain't a bastard.
Any questions? No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I think that was pretty good. Anything else you want to finish with?
That's a good question. Any highlights?
For me? These conversations are so good, man. I need to hit the playlist and go through the whole thing. I think the highlight for me actually is just that clarification around the leader making people better and the leader creating leaders. Because I can already see, as I say, how I'm doing that and how I want to do that in certain ways. And just the timing of this conversation is perfect. That's probably the biggest highlight for me.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
Nobody's answer. What do you think the young men today need positive male role models?
100%. In fact, just to add on that real quick, I think part of the reason I mentioned Lewis Hamilton a couple of times recently. I think part of the reason I've connected with certain things is because he looks more like me than some people do. Do you know what I mean? There's a quote by Maya Angelou where I'll paraphrase, but she's basically saying people need heroes and sheroes that look like them. So yeah, I think definitely.
just is what it is. Because I know a lot of people have their role models. You say everything is true, but you have lots of role models that they pick as role models, but these people they don't see in real life. They see on TV, they see on the video, they see on media, so they now pick them as role models because they don't have anything on the physical. Anything, anyone next door. They need someone who's next to them, looks like them, acts like them, does like them, and this now becomes an unconscious following. It's just like that person does this. And then they realize that the more they meet this person in real life, the less they want to be with that person on the internet. Does that make sense? That's why I've come to realize. Again, the question was a drop question, but that's just how it is. People need role models and mentors.
100%.
Whether it's directly or indirectly, you see someone next door, you like the way that person carries himself, you like the way he does this, that, and the third. Boom, role model.
I think one of my Facebook friends posted something recently about how you become like the people you spend the most time with, both online and offline.
Sixth.
And that was like
the sixth person.
That one hit because I was like, whoa, that's so true. Whether it's online or offline, whoever you're spending the most time with, you're gonna become like.
You dress like them.
I mean, in person's got a different level impact, 100%.
You dress like them, you talk like them, you think like them.
You think like them.
Become them. Like they say, show me your 5 friends, and I'll tell you who you are. I tell people like, look at their 5 friends. What do their friends do? What are their friends do? What are their friends associate with? If you have 5 friends that are billionaires, you best believe those 5 friends are gonna try everything to keep you as a billionaire. It's just that. It's just that. Because there's game. They share game.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've noticed that a lot, like working in certain places and circles. I can just see like the conversations happening and the networks, and it's like you kind of can't lose when you're in certain circles. Because they get information before other people do. Do you know what I mean? They get tips on certain things. They get access to certain information.
Access.
Crazy.
I'm telling you, like doors open.
Doors open. Like I've seen it because I've been in like members clubs. I've been at private balls. I've been at certain places, and you just hear them talking about invest. They'll be talking about shit you ain't even heard of before. Like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a new rare tear being released. And like,
and you'll be like,
you're like,
what? In 4 years time, in 3 years time, like what? You know. Yeah, it is what it is. I like that. And at the same time, if you have the wrong circle of friends, they're only gonna pull you down.
Done.
If your head's in the right place, and you have those 5 friends who are constantly on the negative spiral, they will involve you in the negative spiral, and it's only going to pull you down. Now, what you cannot bring them up, but they can pull you down. It's like your friend's in a ditch, and you want to pull them up, but they are comfortable in that ditch. They will pull you down. Forget it. Quicksand, like I said, they will pull you down. So beware of ditches. That's all it is. Well, that's leadership for us today. Thank you very much. Like I always say, it's been emotional.
Thank you, sir. It certainly has. Thank you for watching.
If you have any questions, peace.